Okay, everyone please rise. Campbell is here. Okay, so we'll do prostration to the triple gems together. Okay, please have a seat, everybody. Okay, so this evening's talk, the topic is, who's the irritating one, you or me? So maybe before the talk starts, could I have a show of hands? How many people think that the annoying person or the irritating person is the other party, not, yeah. So does anyone has any annoying people in your life? Yes. Yeah, so how many of you think that the annoying one is not you, is the other person? I personally think so. So that's why I'm here for the talk. So shall we hear what Campo have to say about that? Okay, I'll now pass the time to Campo lah. Thank you.
Good evening. And before starting our class, I'm going to do 3 times prayer of the Manjushriya for getting the answer of the who is the irritating one. Lama dani zo me bengo bonjom beyon la janza lo kangelo du dimni tindra ni da nam da ra so bi jini dengün jigin zik zo ni je to kar le mo konda zebe zara mari mndo dang ha ji ze no so gong la pu ji da zin yan la tu ju yong de zong du tre che no nyen mo ni long le ji ja du zhong se ji mari mo se dong ha nyu go jini jun se ra de no de ni da jing sa jun ta zin yan de le zo ja si tu yu Jutra Judon Juni Dinde Dalim Mizun Jombeyon Land Kangelo du Dimi Tindra Nida Namda Razawe Tini Dungun Jiki Zutu Nije Togalam Konda Zibe Zena Mari Mundo Dunga Jiseven Rosu Kangla Puji Tazin La Tukyu Yonde Zon to Trichedon Yamonin Hong Leji Jadu Tronze Mari Musu Dunganyo Jinhi Junze Rade no Deni Dajing Sajun Tazun Delu Zo Jasi Togo Chutra Judon Juni Jinde Dalu Mesun Jombeyon Land Kangelo du Dimni Tindra Nita Namda Rasawe Jinhi Dungun Jiki Ziksu Niji Tukara Lemon Kanda Zibe Zana Mari Mando Dunga Chiseven Rosu Kongla Puchik Tatse La Tukyu Yonde Son Tudre Chedon Yamon Nilon Leji Jadu Donze Mari Musu Dongha Nyugo Jini Junze Radeno Deni Tajin Sajun Tazun Yan Dili Zu Jasit Juta Judon Juni Dinde Dalim Mesun Jombe Yon Lan De Hija Domji Zigbe Senyong Bondo Kun Gili Dupe Tugi Samyin Tilen Zebe Dangwa Wan Jongwe Lami Xiaolangu San Sa Zini Chujin Chirabu Ziji Dali Temo Mumba Rapsat Kadang Denju Yonglo Dopaye Lodu Poben Honga Sado So Okay. Then just now I didn't see how many of you think the irritating one. Who is the irritating one? How many of you think the irritating one is me? Can you raise your hand up? Only 3. So how many of you think you? No, none of you think. So, how many of you think the irritating is neither you nor me? Okay, only one. How many of you think irritating one is both you and me? Almost all of them. Okay, very good. I think the question or topic is really, really good. It's very much related to Buddhism. We need to find who is the irritating one, whether there's any irritating one or not. So I think it's a very good topic and question. So, and I want to say this first. I'm not confident in my English, so I'm not really sure whether you are understanding what I'm trying to say or what I'm say. So once you get any doubt, or if you don't get what I'm trying to say, please, you don't have to be hesitate, raising your hand and ask me question immediately. So I'm really happy about it. And then, so I will, how to say, maybe today I'm the most irritating one for you. But, I'm going to discuss with you in two ways. And one is based on, the ultimate level. One is based on conventional or relative levels. The good news is that actually, according to Buddhism, according to Mahayana Buddhism, neither you nor me are irritating. So, and I'm not only trying to comfort you, but I'm trying to answer you based on the Buddhist teaching, how it could be whether you or, neither you nor me are being irritating, because we feel everyday life, we feel we being irritating, either one or myself or others. So, usually we as we are Buddhist, none of us think Buddha is the irritating one. Have you ever, any one of you have ever think Buddha is really irritating one? No, almost none of you. So, in reality, in ultimate level, actually, every one of us, not only every one of us, but even inside hell realms, Hungry-Ghost realms, every being are none other than Buddha himself. So how could we be irritating one? So Buddha himself in the sutra said that samji tamji sangye ni when you lower demade tomates songjins. What he said that actually all the sentient beings, are primordially are Buddha. but we are covered by the impurity, which is defilement. Once we dispel or remove this impurity, then we are completed. Say it like that. So this means in reality, in our reality, we are no other than Buddha himself. That means that in reality, actually we are pure. We are not polluted with any impurity or any defilement. In a reality, or in an ultimate level, so we are like that. So we can't be irritating one, right? But that is, because of that, today what I'm sharing you, the Buddhist idea, is actually based on the definitive teaching of the Mahayana, which means is in the Mahayana teaching, there are two different types of the teachings. One is definitive teaching, another one is interpretable teaching. So I just would like to share with this idea, is to explore. I think it's many of us think it's just idea. How can we be a Buddha? How can we naturally be a Buddha? If we are Buddha, then how can we be born in this samsara and suffer endless death and birth and aging, all the suffering? How can we be? So it's just an idea. We can be think like that. Most of us think like that. But actually, in the reality like that, how can we prove? How can we prove that we are naturally a purity? How can we pure? Because usually, another way to say, we usually say that all sentient beings has a Buddha nature, right? Maybe many of you have heard a lot. All the sentient beings have a Buddha nature. We heard about it. What does it mean? All of us have a Buddha nature. What does it mean? This means is that actually we are our nature and our reality. Our reality is no other than the Buddha. It's a purity. It's just like we are pure as the sky. And but the problem is we don't realize it. We have not realized it. That's why we a lot of the ignorance, which is called impurity, which is like just cloud. Cloud cover the sky, blue, clear sky. But whether there's cloud or not, this blue sky has not changed. It's naturally clear, pure. That's why it's a wind can immediately clear those cloud. Same thing. We have this purity. That's why we can have chance to attain fully enlightened. And if we apply, if we have a right view, if we putting into practice the right way, then it's like having the fresh air. Once having fresh air, then the cloud will disappear and the purity of the sky will appear. It's the same thing. We have a Buddha nature. Right now we are not realize it. That's why we not realize it. That is called ignorance. That is called. That is what we call impurity or defilement. So once we apply the path or wisdom, then it can be filter, and then it can the actually once you realize the impurity itself is actually wasn't born, but we will talk about this on next few days in Madhyamaka class. But today I'm trying to emphasize that how good we are. We are none of us irritating one. That's why we are have a full potential to achieve the Buddhahood, full potential to be like a Buddha. Otherwise, if we are naturally irritating me or you, how can we change? For example, gold is naturally, the yellow or what you call orange, gold color. So no matter how you try, it cannot change in blue or what, gold, because gold nature is the yellow. If our nature is irritating one, who can make it not irritating one? The good news, we are not irritating. That's why we can be fully enlightened ones. Then also another good news, those what we call the ignorance, or what we call the impurity of defilement, so many names it has. Those are really temporal. Those are really temporal. That's why we can abandon it. Those pollution or ignorance or defilements or angers, hatred, or those defilements are not temporal, then we cannot remove it. We cannot abandon it. Those are temporal, just like a cloth. So, and then I'm sure many of you have heard that in the definitive teaching, the first Buddha is causeless. Therefore, Buddha is beginningless and endless. Have you ever heard about it? Yes, in definitive teaching, usually you will say like that. It looks like inconceivable. How could it be a Buddha? First Buddha is causeless. If it does not have the cause, then what's for the path? What's for to getting this? The generating bodhicitta. Go through the accumulation path, application path, the seeing path, meditation path. What's for? If the Buddha is causeless, first Buddha is causeless, we think like that. But this is also actually means it's the same thing. At the nature, all sentient beings, we are naturally pure. Purity, the Buddha has two aspects. The aspect of the itself in the purity, it has not begun. And that means earlier I mentioned that our all sentient beings, in reality, no other than Buddha himself. Okay, so because of that, in ultimate level, neither you nor me are irritating. That's the very good. And because of that, because of this, that's why we have a hope to get fully enlightenment. Hope to get. We are naturally very good. We have a full potential. That's why everything is possible. That's why even we can be Buddha. That's why every sentient beings, even if the smallest insight, have a full potential to be Buddha, then we don't have to talk about like human beings, species human beings like us. Only thing we look to as Dom. Only thing we are not recognizing our quality, our this, potential. We always looking down ourselves, making disencourage ourselves, and then actually making kind of like this because of the ignorance. Then also in conventional level, so I want to if you have any question on this part, please raise hand. I can answer one or two question on it. If you don't have, or if you want to keep in the letter, also up to you. Okay. Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right. Earlier what we talk, we are naturally, we are primordially